I would like to disclaim before I get into the topic that the individual that is going to be talked about has demanded even, that no one harass anyone involved in this controversy. No one is to be approached, no one is to be talked to under any circumstance. If you do, she will find out and she will ban you from her chat if you are one of her supporters. Do not approach people who are a part of the problem, and do not call to her friends to interject in this as well. She wants to handle this on her own, and she wants all of her supporters to handle this by voting with their wallets. If you have to speak out, just generally do it in a public outcry. Do not aim it to harass individuals. Fair criticism should be respected. It is the privilege of individuals to honor the spirit of our freedoms and rights. While regularly recognized to not be infringed by the government, I believe that society should work to honor these principles on an individual basis and throughout the civilized world. I say this because someone I appreciate and enjoy has been denied the honor of that ideal. Kirsche is an individual who was invited to Offkai by panelists to entertain a group of people for a convention. Her being denied injures and insults three respective people or parties. Kirsche herself is being denied for what seems to be expressing innocuous opinions that a group has found uncomfortable or controversial. The group of individuals that has injured Kirsche is the Offkai volunteers. They have deemed that she should not be invited, and so she is not being invited. The second individual who is injured by this is the person that would have had Kirsche on their panel. The full intent and plan of that panel is now lost because of the removal of Kirsche, the intended talent and entertainer that cannot be adequately replaced for the panel that was supposed to be an adult or an 18 plus panel. The last party that has been injured by this unceremonious decision is the attendees themselves. The people that might have gained some enjoyment from the inclusion of Kirsche on the panel will no longer get to enjoy her presence or the potential of her presence and the full intent of the main panelist's intent. This is the insidious nature of the denial of Kirsche's attendance, the denial of the spirit of the individual right of speech. Doubtless, if she were more milquetoast and placid, she would not be suffering this insult to her ability to discuss controversial topics or her attendance. The party to be thanked for this, as stated, is the Offkai volunteers. The current director of Offkai has stated that they are the linchpin upon which Kirsche was disallowed to be the co-panelist for the convention. A small team is the reason she cannot attend. The director claims she's not blacklisted, but a removal and having a group of people who disfavor your opinions is an effective blacklisting, and no wording can correct that perception. I'd like to introduce a reductio ad absurdum to this, which isn't quite as absurd considering it has already happened, but apply the same logic to a slightly different variation of circumstance. Let's say the group of volunteers was populated by a more infamous group, let's say, for instance, a white supremacy group, and denied people guest panel spots based upon what made them uncomfortable. In this case, it would, be color of skin. Herein lies the major problem. A group of volunteers has effectively held a convention hostage to abide by their opinions and beliefs, rather than doing the work of maintaining and organizing the event so that it runs smoothly. They are excising individuals based on ideological positions instead of just letting the panel happen and allowing the event to go unaltered. I care about this because Offkai claims to be a convention for VTubers, indies, and corporate alike. Yet when an indie is merely seen as controversial in a group that is held to undue high authority about how they feel about this attendee, They can effectively override the convention with their personal picks. Not to mention that an indie does not have the same power or sway as a corporate VTuber group. This bothers me because I am highly interested in entering this scene, and not only that, people I love and hold in high regard can and will be selected under the same discriminatory selection process. I cannot simply be bystander to the potential of people that have inspired and who have inspired me and supported me be discriminated against for any reason. This is why I stand with Kirsche Vtuber, and so should you. You'll never know when it's your turn to take the axe. I will say I had this written down beforehand because I tried freeballing it and I couldn't quite get it right. That said, I hold these opinions to be sincere and honest. Kirsche Vtuber should not be denied based upon what a group of people deem to be controversial. An individual's controversial opinion is not a proper selection process, or is not proper to be used as part of the selection process to which they attend a convention or not. Especially when you have a person that has invited this person to attend their panel for entertainment purposes. It is unfair to everyone involved to have a small team of people handle a high amount of power on decisions of who gets to attend and who doesn't. Like I said, this bothers me a lot, and I'll repeat it because I'm trying to enter the scene. I'm trying to become a VTuber of some level of fame, hopefully, less infamy. If I don't stand with her now, when I'm not important, when my voice won't reach that many people, I still don't think I would be able to handle myself if I was any more popular. I would not be able to look at myself if I didn't do this now. And if I do this now, I would do this later. If I were more popular, I would definitely put my foot down on this situation. I would not be dissuaded by a potential loss of viewership. That's how important this process or this situation is to me. The controversy against Kirsche is not justified. Like I said, or rather, like Kirsche has said, do not bother anyone involved. Do not contact anyone that is Kirsche's friend to try to influence the situation. Do not contact the Offkai panel or the Offkai staff themselves. Do not attempt to harass them. You will feed them ammo to make their feelings justified. This cannot be allowed to happen. Just voice your opinion loudly so everybody can hear and everybody can support. This is important. If it happens to her, it can happen to you. And this isn't just about VTubers. This is also about normal streamers. If your opinion is controversial enough and a small team decides that they don't want you, no matter the convention, you're not going. This isn't an industry-wide problem, and a lot of people have undue power. So please, support Kirsche if you can. Go follow her on Twitch and YouTube. She's also on Twitter. I'll put her links in the description because she needs to be supported in this. Go retweet her messages. Go retweet her tweets about this. Show Offkai that they made a major mistake by supporting her and voicing that loudly. We need more people to do this because not everybody can take the step onto the landmine to help Kirsche and sacrifice their position of money or support from this otherwise friendly community of people. With that, I thank you, and you take care.